know what this is? A Dutch oven. I'm gonna fix a whole chicken in this for dinner. Stay with me. Well, hey, howdy everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome back to my subscribers and anybody that continues to watch my channel. How y'all doing? Everybody doing good? Well, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Cock your pistol, cause you ain't gonna believe this know-how. Y'all know where that came from. I'll let you guess. Randy came in the house today and he said, Rhonda, I said, what? Come here. So I went outside and I've heard that we have these bears. I haven't seen them. Bear tracks all up and down the driveway, all around the side of the house, all the way back to my shed. I'm going to post a video of it. And I took a can of carrots out there and put beside of its footprint because I didn't want people to say, oh, that's just a cat print. Bear. And, you know, I Googled it, and they will hibernate up till February or March. They're hungry. And beans that are is it beans or bean? Being that our trash has not been picked up a couple of weeks, and it just got picked up the other day. My neighbor across the street said that she saw some bear tracks last week. So they're hungry, black bears. And I got 2 little cameras that I've never activated. I'm going to put them up. I'm trying to figure out how to get them, activated to my phone because I want to watch. And I was scared he was out there in my shed, so I didn't go out there. I said, Randy, go out there and see if he's in the shed. Are you crazy? You know how fast they can run? But anyway, we got bears. And I've been living in this neighborhood. I was raised in this neighborhood, and I've never seen a bear, ever, in this neighborhood. So a fella down the street said last spring that there was several spotted on down the road. But they're up on this side now. Looking for food. Okay, y'all, I got a whole chicken. See that bird right there? All right, I'm gonna cook it in my Dutch oven today. I got a roaster, but I wanna do something different. So I'm gonna cook it in my Dutch oven, and I'm gonna try to cook the entire chicken on top of my stove. So let's see how that works. But while my chicken is getting room temperature, because it was still a little froze in the middle, and I normally don't rinse my chicken, because you're gonna cook it. If it's anything bad on it, it's gonna kill it. But since the feather deal, feathers, just feathers. I don't like feathers on my chicken. I rinse it and get all of the feathers off of it. So it's clean. So while it's getting room temperature, I'm going to make some quick rolls. And I've got a recipe, a video on that. But I have new subscribers, and I'm just going to video it anyway. Now, I've got a cup of water. You do not want your water over 110 degrees. 1 package of yeast. It don't matter what kind. I use instant, but it's okay. And I keep it in the freezer. I've said that. It takes a minute or 2 to wake them up because they're froze. 3 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And I got all of that in this cup. Now look here, y'all. You see that foamy stuff? It's alive. If it don't foam, throw it out. Well, don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. Don't throw it out. Make flatbread with it. Because it ain't going to rise. But you can have the yeast flavor and you can make flatbread out of it. So don't throw it out. But don't expect it to rise if it don't get like that. Within 10, 15 minutes. It usually don't take but 5 minutes if, it's really good. But there we go. And let me say this real quick. I watch those channels that you don't know what they're saying, but they work hard and they cook on wood stoves. Those Ukrainian channels and just all over the world. I just love those. Them ladies, they work hard. I mean, can you imagine cooking on a wood stove now? Woo! And I mean, some of these ladies, I know they're at least 80 years old. They're chopping wood. Yep. So I saw a lady, she's got several kids, and she took some potatoes and kind of cut them in little wedges, and she spiced them up and battered it in flour. Now, I've kind of done that before, but not like she did. I'm going to try to do that. Now, she didn't give the recipe, because if she did, I wouldn't know what she said, because she doesn't speak English. But it looked delicious. They cooked some good food over there, y'all. Y'all, my yeast is about to foam over. Look. And you got to have an egg, room temperature. If you decide to make it last minute, just take an egg, put it in a little thing of hot water, and let it sit for 5 minutes. You got a room temperature egg. Alrighty. Now, what we need for this recipe is 3.5 cups. And try to measure it as precise as you can. Don't pack it. Just, 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. That's 1. 2. 3. And I have, there we go. So we got our 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, what we need for our salt, please don't forget your salt, because if you do, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. So we need 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So that would be 1/2 teaspoon plus 1/4 teaspoon. So there we go. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. That's very important. Bread is tasteless without it. Desserts are tasteless without a little bit of salt. I love making bread. I love it. I wish I worked in a bakery. I believe I could do that. Even with my bad hands. Okay. Gotta have your egg. Now, like I said, in here we've got 1 cup of water, no more than 110 degrees. It's gotta be warm. If it's not warm, you might as well just hang it up, because it ain't gonna work. 1 package of yeast. Okay? If you have the jarred yeast, I think it's, 1 3/4 teaspoon. I think I'll have to double check on that. 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can use, shoot, let me see. I don't want to tell you wrong. I don't want to tell you wrong. Let me see if I can see on this packet right here, because it's sitting right here. That would be, it's approximately 2 1/4 teaspoons. So that packet of yeast is 2 1/4 teaspoons. But like I said, 1 cup of water, 110 degrees, package of yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can absolutely, if you want to use honey, you can. Okay, just use, I don't know how much honey you'd want to use, but it calls for 3 tablespoons of sugar, so you can decipher that. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You want a tasteless oil, unless you want your yeast bread to taste like olive oil. Alrighty? Alrighty. Now, we know, and we've talked about this, and I say it every time, but I feel like that I need to say it again for my new subscribers or anybody, you know, that watches this the first time. We know that flour will take on different amounts of moisture. It depends on the humidity. So, like I've said, if you think you've messed your recipe up, more than likely you haven't, because the humidity is just a little different. Alrighty. Now we're going to put in our egg. Our eggy. 1 large egg. Get all that egg out there. I want some chickens, but Randy said it's just too much trouble. But y'all, I am doing a garden this year, and I will be recording that. I'm going to get my tiller out, just like I did a few years back, and I'm going to till away. Now, as you see here, I went by the exact recipe. You see that? Now, you know that that's a little too dry. Well, humidity, been running the heat, you know, so we're going to have to add just a tad bit more water. And if you add too much, just add a little bit of extra flour. It's not that hard. But I would just add a little bit at a time, because it'll take a minute to get it hydrated. And see, that wasn't much at all. There we go. So I think that's plenty right there. Get that moving around. Let's see. Didn't take much. And this is a quick bread. You can have it in about an hour. We're going to stick it in the oven with the light on. You want to knead it at least one time, because you want to build some structure, some gluten. You want to build up that gluten a little bit, because you want some, you want a good crumb. Whew. All right. So, I'm going to take this dough and place it somewhere for just a second. I'll just stick it in this bowl for a minute. And I want to oil my bowl just a little bit, just so it won't stick so much. Now, this is olive oil, but it's not like I'm putting a lot. So it's not going to really affect the flavor. I mean, I put 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in this, okay? So it's not really going to make a big difference. You just don't want to use that as your main hydration source for your, you know, oil. Because the oil helps with the elasticity of your bread also. And sugar, I've said this on one of my other videos, sugar helps with a lot of things, not just the yeast and not just the flavor. It's on one of my videos. You can read about it. It's very interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this up and pop this in the oven with the light on, just the light. Cover it with a dish towel and give it 45 or so minutes and check it. Now, that video I made for breakfast, it was so good. That chipped beef, y'all need to try that. It was wonderful. I'm thinking about roasting some carrots because I have some carrots here that really need to be cooked. All right, let me get my chicken. I'll be right back. Okay. Now, there's several ways you can do this. Several. Now, I've got some sage and some rosemary and some onion and all that. But you can stuff all of this inside your chicken. But what I'm thinking about doing is cooking my chicken in there first. And then after it gets just about done, throw some of these herbs in the pot. Because I don't want my herbs to burn. Because we're going to be cooking this on like medium heat. And it's supposed to take about an hour. Alrighty, let's get to this. Alright, now we got my bird here. And I've never made this like this before, so y'all got to bear with me. Got some olive oil. And we're going to give him a little bit of a massage. And if you don't want the wings, you can cut him off. I might do that. Because they kind of get in the way sometime. And those end parts right there, you can save it for something else. I ought to cut the backbone out, but, you know, I'm just cutting out more flavor. Okay. So we got him. Let me wash my hands. I got some soapy water over here. I'm very careful about that. I'm very careful about chicken. Okay. Hands are clean. Hands are clean. So we're going to put some salt and pepper. And you can use right much salt. It's not like it's going to, you know, get inside that bird. I want to get my tongs. I don't want them ones. So I'll have to keep washing my daggone hands. Get back in there. And we're going to salt and pepper each side. Now, if you want garlic powder and all that on it, feel free to put it on there. Now, I might put a little bit of celery salt. Y'all know me and celery salt. I like it. Where are you now? I don't want that one. There ain't much in there. That's about empty, that one. Get it out, get it out. You might have to fill this one up too. I love celery salt. It just makes things taste so much better. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of onion powder. I don't really want any garlic powder, but you can definitely put it on there if you want to. It's up to you. Put some down in his little cavity there. All righty. And I want to squirt a little bit more olive oil on top because we're going to start him out on the breast side first. Okay. And that's all I want to do to him right now. Right now. Or her. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. Oh. Now I'm using some olive oil that you can use on high heat or medium high heat. So we're going to put a couple of tablespoonfuls in this pot here. And I will add some other stuff later. Pot let that get hot. And we're going to, and you know, a Dutch oven, it holds its heat so well. And it maintains the heat so well. And I could have done it in the roaster, but this is something that I was thinking about. And I've never done it like this. I Googled it, and I'm like, you know, that would be delicious. And the skin should get crispy. Let's hope so. Because of the heat, because we got our lid. And it doesn't take long for this thing to heat up. The pot. My stove, that's another story. You want it to get hot before you put your chicken in it. You know, I could take and put some, I don't want Italian seasoning on it. Some thyme, just a little bit. You could put a little thyme on it, whatever you want. Okay, y'all, it's sizzling. Now we're gonna put it breast side down. I'm sorry, little fella. And I didn't cut his little wing off. I should have, but I'm too busy talking. Yeah. Oh, it's smelling good already. And then you want it to sizzle like that for just a few minutes. And we're going to turn the heat down. And we're going to keep a check on it. You can't go to the market. You know, you can't fall asleep. Something I would do. We got to keep a check on it. Ooh, he's screaming. And I cut the little end tail off. You know, that little piece of meat that hangs off? I don't know what you call it. Now I'm going to move it around just a minute, so make sure it ain't sticking. Make sure you got some oil down in there. All right, now I'm going to turn it down. I want to add just a little bit more oil because I can see that it needs a little bit more down in the bottom of the pot. There we go. Okay, because it's going to create some grease. All right. Now we're going to turn it down. Ooh, this thing is popping. All right, that's 4 or 5 is pretty much medium on mine, but I'm going to give it a minute and make sure that it's going to be okay. Because this is a new recipe for me. And it says you could stuff it with herbs. I am after it cooks a little while because I don't want my herbs to burn. And after you start cooking it for a few minutes, it says add a little bit of broth or water. And you have to be careful because we know water and oil don't mix. So just add just a little bit of water, not a whole lot, and keep a check because we don't want it to get dry. Okay. Alrighty, look at that, y'all. And some of that liquid will, you know, cook out. And then it'll get crispy. I might have to turn it down to 3. So I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to check it in about 20 minutes. See what it looks like. Now, when this chicken gets done, if it's not as crispy on the outside as I would like, I'm gonna pop it in the oven, take the lid off, and, you know, get a little bit more crispier. I've never made it like this before. But it really does smell wonderful. It does. I just hope Brandy likes it. He doesn't have the same taste buds or the same likes on things as I do. Now, he used to when we were dating, but since we got married, he's very quick to say, I don't like it. Oh, no. We'll see. What is that saying? Some people just don't have a very sophisticated palate. His is like, bless his little heart, but his is like a 12-year-old maybe. Because he loves pizza and tacos and hot dogs and, you know, stuff like that. Whereas I ate healthier. Maybe that's why I got an ulcer. I ate healthier. Grilled chicken, you know, pita bread, things like that. He loves fried chicken and greasy stuff. So while I'm peeling these potatoes, I wanted to tell you that, did y'all know that when you first start a channel, and I don't know if I've already told you this, I did a video yesterday, but I didn't post it because it wasn't good. And I'm not gonna post a recipe and tell you it's good if it's not. Now, I said that from the very beginning of when I started my channel. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, YouTube, when you first start your channel, they say it's the algorithm. Okay, I'm sure it is, but I'm sure they control some of it too. They feed your video or show your video to a very small audience. And if people watch it, then they will share it to another audience. And if you get likes or comments, or if they like it, then they will share it to another one. And if people don't view it, you kind of sit there dormant unless somebody looks you up or you just happen to float by and somebody sees it, clicks on it. So some people, some viewers that don't know a lot about YouTube, because I still don't know a lot about it, don't realize how important it is to us. And if you make a comment, even if you put a little heart or some kind of symbol in that comment box, hit the like button and share it, because if you don't, we're going to sit dormant. Because when you do that, the algorithm sees that somebody watched you, somebody made a comment. So they're going to feed you to another group of audiences. And that's what I read, and that's the truth. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I just don't. Now I'm going to try and stick. I'm going to try, y'all, and stick some of these green onions up in the cavity of this chicken. And I'm going to flip it again, I think. And some sage and rosemary. You can put regular onion in it. You can put whatever you want to in it, you know. Whatever. Flip it. And I'm probably going to stick it in the oven. And after I get it done, and just at least crisp the top up. And I know I'm trapping a lot of moisture with this lid, but it said keep the lid on it. We'll see. I've decided that I think I'm going to put my chicken in the oven because I need this big burner here for my potatoes. And I got to roast some carrots. So that's what I'm going to do. But if I wasn't cooking other things, I'd probably say, yeah, we'll keep doing this, but I think it'll be fine. I think I should have got an earlier start. I do, y'all. Help me. Oh, me. Okay, I got some carrots here. And I did have to get out my peeler because they were hairy. I don't like hairy carrots. I don't know if y'all ever had hairy carrots, but they're gross. And I'm going to get a bowl. Another bowl. If I can find one. And I'm just going to cut these carrots and I don't want that piece. I'm going to cut them into kind of big pieces. And I'm going to roast them. Cut that little end off there. And carrots will stain your cutting board. But they are so good for you. Get that good old beta carotene in it. I hope that's enough carrots. If it's not, then it's just going to have to be. Alright. I want them to try to cook evenly. That one way too big. All right, I think that's about right. All right. I should have cut them a little bit smaller, so they won't take so long. I'm gonna take some olive oil and some salt and pepper. A little bit of onion powder. And some pepper. And some good old salt. A little bit of onion powder. And some celery salt. You don't have to do that, but I like it. We know that. Wait a minute, that ain't celery salt. A little bit. We're going to toss this around. Get those carrots good and coated. this is just the way I like mine cooked. Not, you know, a lot of stuff. Dump them out. Spread them out where they won't steam, but, you know, roast. You could throw some onion on it if you wanted to. Any kind of vegetable. Okay. Hey, look who's here. So, my potatoes. Y'all seen how many potatoes I had. I can't remember. And I put salt and pepper, well, olive oil, salt and pepper, just a little olive oil so the flour would stick. And salt and pepper, a little bit of onion powder, not much. And I'm going to just coat these. And they're not going to be totally coated when you fry them. They're just going to have a little bit of crunch. This is what she did. And now I got to get my oil heated up. Put just a little bit more flour. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll I kneaded my bread for 10 minutes. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just pinch it off and just make some rolls. Cheryl's over munching on some Tostitos. She's been working all day in her, well, it's your house. And then we're just gonna lay it down like that. And I'm gonna just do this, and I put it, you know, I just kind of do it like that. Y'all have seen me do this. Just push it inside itself. That creates the texture. And then just pinch it and roll it. And there you go. All right, here's my chicken, y'all. See, it looks pretty good. Smells pretty good too. And I'm roasting my carrots on 400 for 15 minutes. And then here's my rolls. I'm waiting for them to get big. And my potatoes. I should have got an earlier start, y'all. All right, let's see how they do. Okay, I'll be back. There's the two knuckleheads. Cheryl's looking at her phone. So, y'all saw my chicken. And there's my carrots. And my potatoes did not come out quite like I wanted them to. But she cooked hers in a metal pot, and I thought surely the cast iron would do better. So there they are. And they're not bad. They taste good. But they did stick a little bit, and the grease was hot. And I'm using peanut oil. But you live and learn, right? All right, here's some of my chicken, y'all. It didn't brown as much as I hoped it to, but it still looks good. All right, y'all, here we go.
Let me go see.
Here's my supper. Here we go. So, thank y'all for watching. I'll let you know how it was. I'm sure it tastes fine. Let me taste this chicken.
Oh, there it is. America first.
Chicken's really good.
So good.
See these rolls? Quick rolls. All right. Thank you for watching.